welcome to Baby O and I Reviews. I'm so excited to do my first review today, and it is something that is very important to me, baby swaddles. So as a pediatric sleep consultant, something that I always recommend to all of my newborn clients 10 weeks and under is to have a swaddle. So if you are an expecting parent watching this, or you have a newborn and you don't have a good swaddle, you need to get yourself a swaddle today. So today we're going to talk about SwaddleMe brand swaddles. We're going to talk about the two different ones that they have for newborns. The reason that I'm so pro swaddle is that they are amazing for sleep. Think about the environment that your newborn either just came from or that your baby is in right now if you have not had them yet. They are very tightly compacted in the womb. There is not much space to move around in there, as you can feel. So once they come out, really having that nice, tight, compressed feeling replicated for them is very, very helpful. They have these reflexes still that will make them startle, make them move. And typically they've been kind of held back from most of that movement. So having this free range of motion at this point is really startling and kind of upsetting to them. So they don't know how to maneuver it, and it causes them to become upset and wake them from sleep. So we'll talk about the two different kinds of swaddles that SwaddleMe have. They have more, but today we're just going to focus on these two. So the first one is kind of the original swaddle, they call it. So I love this one. You can take a look. It has Velcro and just this bottom. So the way that it works, you wrap this, your baby goes right in the middle. You wrap this around their belly. You pop this Velcro up. Let me undo it. You can open this up. You pop this here so it sticks. And then you wrap these top two pieces. Whoop, I'm stuck. You wrap these top two pieces around so it is nice and snug around your baby. So a lot of people will say that their baby doesn't like swaddles, but I always respond to that. Maybe you just haven't found the right swaddle for your baby. So this is one I love because as they get older, you can easily adjust it. You can take one arm out. Once they are closer to that 10-week mark, you can swaddle them with their arms up instead of all the way down at their sides. You can easily leave their arms swaddled, but just unvelcro this bottom piece. So this actually would be tucked in. But you can just unswaddle. So here, this is what it would look like. But you can just undo this bottom piece to bring their legs out for a quick diaper change. So this swaddle is one of my favorites because it's so versatile and you can use it in a variety of different ways and for weeks and weeks. So definitely check out this SwaddleMe original swaddle. The other one that I really like that they have is the pod swaddle. So this one is a little bit tighter. This is actually the transition one, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I really like this one because it doesn't have the Velcro. It's just already its tight little pod without you having to wrap it to make it the pod essentially. So it has two zippers. So you can either zipper it down or you can zipper it. I can't really hold it and zipper it, but you can zipper it up. So either way, you need to get their arms out for some reason, you just zip down from the top. You need to just get their legs out for a diaper change, you zip it from the bottom. So this is a really nice kind of floral print. It's hard to see on the camera, but when I bring it close, you can see it. These arms that I talked about later. So for a child that is under 8 to 12 weeks, you just want to use this size as it is. You don't want to use these arm flaps yet. As your child gets a little bit older, for safety reasons, I always recommend children weaning out of the swaddle by 12 weeks and no later, because that's when they can start to roll accidentally during sleep. We want them to have their arms free so they can easily get into a safe position. So the nice thing about this is once you're ready to start that swaddle transition, you start it with just one arm, and then you can tuck this in on itself so that baby's arm is free and can come out, but you don't have to switch swaddles. You can still use the exact same swaddle, but now one arm is free. Once they're doing well with that one arm free, you can make the transition to have both arms free. And it's nice that it tucks in on itself, so the fabric, it won't get stuck onto your baby's clothes. But now both of their arms are free and you don't have to buy a new swaddle. So this is the SwaddleMe Pod Swaddle. I think I said that wrong. So those are kind of the two basic swaddles that SwaddleMe offers. I love them both. You may want to mix and match, borrow some from friends, see which one your baby likes. Because again, it wouldn't be that your baby doesn't like to be swaddled. It's just that you haven't found the swaddle that your baby enjoys. Maybe they need it a little bit tighter. Maybe they need it a little bit looser. Maybe they need their arms all the way by their sides. Maybe they sleep better with their arms up next to their chest. So really just play around with it, see what you can do, but ultimately having them swaddled is going to mean the best sleep for them and for you. So for more product reviews and for more baby sleep tips from 0 up to 4 years old, make sure that you join me here. I can't wait to see you back. And in the meantime, you can always follow me on Instagram at BabyOandI or hop on my website, babyOandIconsulting.com. See you soon.